chipped and faded, the story's told. A broken marquee, a beauty of old. Dusty dreams under layers of time, bringing back the shine, the glow. Piece by piece, watch it grow, restoring glory bit by bit. This is where the magic fits.
Today's project is going to be a ton of fun. Why? Because I get to do something that I've never done before. I'm always excited when I get to learn a new skill, and that's exactly what this project has to offer. So this here is a fairly valuable sculpture, probably in the $2,000 range if it were in perfect condition. But the marquee on this one has broken off. It's also chipped up and really dirty. So it's going to take a lot of tedious work and some skills that I'm not sure that I possess yet, but I'm confident enough to give it a go. This is a relief sculpture of the Chicago Theater around 1980 by a local artist named Zanny or Alice Jacobson. She died in 1993. She even signed her work here on the left side. Alice, or Zanny Jacobson, was well known for her sculptural reliefs of historic Chicago buildings and residential structures. She was a graduate of the Art Institute of Chicago and actually taught there early in her career. Now, the way that she would create these works of art was to use a wax-based clay. She then carved an original and created a mold out of latex, and then she would cast a limited number of these copies in plaster and then hand-painted each one. After creating these copies, she would actually destroy each of the molds. On the back of the sculpture is this tag, probably placed here by Zanny herself, with the address of her studio at 5005 West Fullerton Avenue in Chicago, which ironically is only about 1.5 miles from where this ended up, at Beyond Grandma's House, Vintage, Antiques, and Collectibles in Chicago, who, by the way, hired me to fix it. So this is going to go back there when I'm done, and it will be available for purchase in case you're interested. And now the most challenging part of this whole restoration is repairing this part of the marquee. Someone tried to glue these two pieces together, but they're so misaligned that I need to separate them. Never having done this before, I'm thinking that hot water is the safest. So I begin pouring water all over and into the cracks. After about a minute, I turned off the camera, and as soon as I did, the two pieces separated. Success. The next problem, how do I fix it? What kind of glue do I use? I did a little research, and it seems that 2-part epoxy is a good choice. I picked off all the old glue bits and mixed up some 2-part clear epoxy. After clamping and drying overnight, it seems to have done the trick. There's one more piece to glue. After doing a little more research on adhesive suggestions, I came across one that made a lot of sense. I'm using a small amount of watered down wood glue to soak into the plaster. I let that dry and then I apply the epoxy like I did before. The reasoning here is that using the wood glue first, and it keeps moisture from being pulled out of the epoxy, resulting in a stronger bond. I have no idea if that's true, but it sounds logical. At first I was going to fill all these chips with plaster, similar to the original material. But then I figured, since I was going to touch up all the paint in these areas anyway, it made more sense to use an epoxy putty. Then I shaped it to match the original. The putty dries in about 20 minutes, so I need to work fast. Touching up all those areas that still need to be repainted is something that I'm still learning. I don't have that technique mastered, but one important thing that I learned in this process is to layer paints and to thin them out, and then just make subtle changes. It's still very difficult for me, and I usually end up doing a lot of trial and error. On the main building structure, I use compressed air to blow off decades of dust. I do need to be careful as the surface is a bit fragile. I mix up a cup of dishwashing detergent and clean every centimeter of the surface with this soapy solution and a small soft paintbrush. After a good rinse and dry, I mix up a bunch of acrylic paints to try to match the colors on the sculpture. I'm not great at it, but eventually I give myself a passing grade. After giving this a thorough cleaning and touching up all those chips with some matching paint, this thing looks fantastic. I can't even tell where it was chipped. However, it does look a bit dull. I'd like to shine it up somehow, but I don't want to give it some sort of a lacquer finish. That would just ruin the natural look of the piece. So to do that, I'm going to give it a coat of wax using my own product called Slip and Shine, which I'll have links in the video description. This stuff has over 1,000 uses. I've featured it in some videos before. It's basically just mineral oil, carnauba wax, and beeswax. You can apply Slip and Shine using your hand, a rag, or a paintbrush to get into all of the nooks and crannies. So I've given this basically one coat of sloppy wax using the small paintbrush. Can you just see this thing shine? It's glistening, but it almost looks like too much wax. So I'm going to dull it up a little bit. I'm going to take a dry brush and then go over the whole thing again, removing some of the wax, and then I'll let this dry and it should have a nice, beautiful, natural look. Now I need to remount this Chicago marquee back on the front of the building. There's 2 holes on the building that line up with the 2 holes on the marquee sign. I need to make some posts or metal rods and secure it in place. I found these 2 bolts in my stock, which happen to be the perfect size. I just need to cut them to the proper length. There is a little bit of play around the posts, which is good. I don't want these to be too tight. I'll fill the holes with some epoxy and then set them. But when I flip this over and mount it to the building, I don't want the epoxy to drip out of the holes. That would be a disaster. To solve this problem, I'll put some non-hardening clay around the holes. Now when I drop it in place, I cross my fingers and hope for the best. That putty worked out really well. I half expected this morning when I got up to see at least some dripping of the epoxy from up top, but it didn't. It held it in place perfectly. Now I can simply remove that putty and this thing is just about finished. The sculpture is now restored. This thing really does look amazing. I'm going to show you in just a second, but it just goes to show you that you can do anything if you set your mind to it. I didn't know how to do this, but through a little perseverance, a little Googling, a little experimenting, some success and some failures, I was able to finish it. Here's what it looks like.
I bring you back, little plaster sky, bit by bit, let the years unwind. Every fracture tells me where to start. I hold this city in my hands, part by part. I bring it back, let the old shine through, till the story on your surface feels like new.
That's just beautiful. Now it's time to pack this up and reveal it to my friends at Beyond Grandma's House Vintage Antiques and Collectibles. Let's head over there now. Hey, how you doing?
Tom.
Hey, Tom.
All right.
Good to see you, buddy.
We're at Beyond Grandma's house. I'm about to show them the sculpture. You ready?
Yes, I'm
Here we
ready.
go.
This has got to be amazing. I know it. Let's see. Ta-da! Beautiful, Tom. As always, man, you really did a great job again.
Great job.
As always.
This is going to look really nice in somebody's house.
Someone
Yes, it will.
called you just a trinket, left you leaning by the floor, back above the door. You're shining once again. Every scar I traced now soft beneath my hands, from the corner of the storeroom to the light that finds you now. Back above the door, you're worth the reaching somehow.
Antique artistry, give the past a brand new beat. From a busted shed